Hello and welcome to CNBC-TV18. You're watching Markets Today, the show where we track 6 hours of the day's trading action in 5 headlines. I'm Sonia Shenoy and these are all the top headlines for the day. The markets end lower. The Nifty and the Sensex see cuts of over 1%. IT and metals drag while FMCG stocks lend some support. Mukesh Ambani announces a 5G rollout from Diwali, a foray into FMCG business, a new gigafactory for power electronics at the annual general meeting. Also says the near-term goal is to double in value by 2027. And Jerome Powell's speech pushes up the dollar index to a fresh 20-year high above 109. The rupee falls to a fresh all-time low of 80.1, but recovers to 80 per dollar on the RBI dollar selling. Bond yields to rise by 5 basis points to 7.25%. And the long-awaited demerger of Piramal Enterprises, pharma and financial business is set to take place this week. Traded as a combined entity for the last time today and ended close to 3% lower. And Endurance Technology tells CNBC-TV18 it's seeing 6 to 8 hours of power cuts a day in Europe, but it's not looking at exiting the region anytime soon. Samvardhan Motherson says it is eyeing 7 to 8 more acquisitions, and IRCTC falls 4% as sources say that the company has dropped its plans for an offer for sale worth 3,000 crore rupees. Well, here's the lineup of what we have in store for you. It's a packed show today in Market Opinion. We have Samir Arora of Helios Capital. The big corporate voice today on the show is Mukesh Ambani, the chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries, on the succession plan of the company. Well, straight to the day's market action. The market ended the day in the red with IT and metals falling the most. Now, what took place today at the start of trade, there was weak global cues and that really dragged down our own markets. The Nifty was down 228 points by the end of trade and the Sensex as well down over 800 points. Now, it was cautious commentary from the Fed Chair Jerome Powell that spooked most global markets. Of course, our own markets recovered a tad bit from the lows as well. Technology stocks are the ones that ended with the deepest cuts today, about 3 to 5% losses. In fact, names like Tech Mahindra, Infosys, Wipro were all down about 3 to 4.5%. And banks were under pressure as well. So these were two key leadership pockets that came in for a sell-off. Kotak Mahindra Bank, Axis Bank down about 2 to 3%. What supported the markets today was FMCG names, Britannia, Nestle, Asian Paints. Basically, the domestic focused sectors really provided support to the market. In terms of non-index movers, you had names like Zomato, SAIL, Nalco and RBL Bank that were losers today, down anywhere between 2 to 4%. And of course, Reliance Industries was the stock in focus. The company will be launching the largest 5G network by Diwali this year. But in Market Opinion, Tahir Badshah, the CIO equities at Invesco Mutual Fund, said a correction of 8 to 10% should bring the market back to the 5-year average valuation levels. He also added that he continues to bet on the domestic opportunities over the global ones. Listen in.
Things will look a little tentative from here on. I really don't know how much of correction can be possible after this, probably about 15% rally from recent lows. But yes, I think if we probably get to levels which are at which the markets once again trade below their averages, and we had moved a little above our averages in the last move of the market. So I think probably a correction of around 8 to 10% can probably put markets at less than 5-year average once again, and that becomes a comfortable point in my view. For some time, I think we've kind of been looking inwards. We've been looking at the domestic opportunities a lot more than the global opportunities. Things at home appear to be relatively more, provide a lot more confidence across different kinds of sectors. Some part of it we have seen coming through in the form of a rally, whether it be in some parts of consumer discretionary, autos, industrials as well. They played out pretty well over the last some time, but they still remain go-to pockets for us on corrections. I think financials has been something that we have pursued for a very long period of time, and that's also an area which remains comfortable for us.
Okay, comfortable with the financials, but in more Market Opinion, India will outperform China, EU and the US. That's not me, that's the word coming in from Samir Arora, the founder and fund manager at Helios Capital. He adds that he expects this trend to continue going forward, the outperformance that we've seen in the Indian markets. Take a look.
I think the way to look at it is that we are outperforming. We will again continue to outperform, but I don't think we are going to make more money from here for next 3-4 months. And maybe we give back nearly all of it, or that I don't know. But generally, we can only be happy that India most probably will outperform China, Europe, US, because you can see some specific, even beyond inflation issues, although maybe US is mostly inflation. But if those markets are down, and I think now they'll be down quite a bit, then we will outperform. And I think that is the best we can hope for the next few months. We would be high. I mean, our normal average for the last, again, I say for 17 years has been 62%, and currently we are at maybe 68 or so, and it should be brought down. Yeah, what I mean, easily go back 5-10%, 10%. Or, you say it's 18, but that is precisely from some maybe intraday bottom or something. Broadly, we feel it's up 8-10%, generally speaking. Big picture, because I don't even look at it that micro. For example, if you ask me right now, what is the Sensex? I have no idea what is the number. I only talk in percentages.
Okay, to the second headline now, and the big one of the day, 5G rollout starting Diwali, doubling the conglomerate's value in 5 years, a foray into FMCG and ramping up the new energy business. These are some of the key highlights of Reliance Chairman Mukesh Ambani's speech to shareholders at the company's 45th annual general meeting. Ambani said that the 5G rollout would be launched in multiple key cities, including Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata by Diwali this year. Jio is looking at a pan-India rollout by the end of 2023. Ambani also announced a 2 lakh crore investment for the rollout. Reliance Retail will also launch its FMCG business this year. Executive Director Isha Ambani said that the objective of the business is to develop and deliver products that solve every Indian's daily needs with high-quality products at affordable pricing. Mukesh Ambani also spoke about the succession plan. He said Akash and Isha Ambani have assumed leadership roles in Jio and retail. Anant Ambani has joined the new energy business, and the chairman continues to provide hands-on leadership. Okay, Reema joins in now to take us through the key highlights as far as Jio's 5G plans are concerned. Reema, over to you.
The timeline of the much-awaited 5G rollout. Jio has said they will launch 5G across multiple key cities, including Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai and Kolkata, and this is going to happen by Diwali of 2022. And then they're aiming for a full pan-India 5G coverage by December of 2023, less than 18 months from where we are currently. The second takeaway is look at Jio's monetary commitment to 5G. Jio has said that they will be investing 2 lakh crore to build a pan-India true 5G network. And remember, this comes after spending a whopping 88,000 crore on acquiring the 5G spectrum in the first place. They say the business case for 5G is so strong that they can achieve high teens ROC through a combination of mobility market share gains and SUC savings alone. And for those of you who are waiting for 5G-like broadband at home and a 5G phone, there is good news. Jio 5G will be also offering ultra-high-speed fixed broadband called Jio Air Fiber, and they also said that they're working with Google to develop an ultra-affordable 5G smartphone in India. 5G is also going to be, Jio 5G is also going to be the world's largest and the most advanced 5G network. Let me tell you why. Now, most operators in India are going to be deploying 5G on a non-standalone network, which basically is your 5G radio signal, which is delivered on the existing 4G infrastructure. Reliance Jio, on the other hand, will be deploying the 5G radio signals on a standalone network. With this, Jio can deliver new and powerful services like very low latency, massive machine-to-machine communication, 5G voice, edge computing, network slicing, and metaverse. And lastly, something which can make all Indians proud. Jio's 5G network has been indigenously developed. The end-to-end 5G stack developed by Jio is indigenous, which is fully cloud-native, software-defined, digitally managed, with support for even advanced features like Qualcomm security. Back to you.
Jio has prepared an ambitious and the fastest ever 5G rollout plan for a country of our size. Within the next 2 months, that is by Diwali of 2022, we will launch Jio 5G across multiple key cities, including the metro cities of Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, and Calcutta. Subsequently, we plan to increase the Jio 5G footprint month after month until by December of 2023, which is less than 18 months from today, to deliver Jio 5G to every town, every taluka, and every tehsil of our country.
Okay, big plans from Reliance Jio, but let's now go across to Sonal Bhutra, who's going to tell us the road ahead for the company's oil to chemicals business. Sonal, over to you. Well, yes, big bang announcements by Reliance Industries in both O2C and the new energy business. In the O2C business, they are expecting 75,000 crore of capex to expand their capacities across value chains, 75,000 crore rupees in the new energy business as well, as announced earlier, but they have a potential to double the commitment there as well. Let's start with the O2C business, where in PTA plant and PET plant, they are expecting an expansion of around 3 million tons per annum in PTA plant, and PET will see 1 million ton per annum of expansion, and they expect it to be completed by 2026. They are also targeting to complete 1.5 million tons of feedstock integrated PVC expansion. In total, they are expecting to triple their existing capacities across all the plants in their O2C chemicals or the PVC value chain. They are building in phases India's first and one of the world's largest carbon fiber plants at Hazira, and they plan to integrate composites business with carbon fiber to produce carbon fiber composites. That's about O2C business. In the new energy business as well, they said they're establishing 10 gigawatt of annual cell and module capacity by 2024, which can be scaled up to 20 gigawatts by 2026. They are aiming to extend the life of the PV modules from 25 to 50 years, and they are also establishing more solar energy capacity in general. They will be investing in glass and film manufacturing, starting manufacturing of battery packs by 2023, and also fully integrating 5 gigawatt hour of annual manufacturing capacity by 2024, which they can actually expand to 50 gigawatt hour. They are setting up a new gigafactory for power electronics as well, and they are planning to commence their transition from grey hydrogen to green hydrogen finally by 2025. They say that new energy business of Reliance Industries will help the company, or the country actually, to become a net exporter of green energy. And lastly, on the KG Day6 basin, they said that now the contribution is around 20% of the total India's gas production, which could actually increase to 30%. Okay, that's about the oil to chemicals business. In fact, the company also said that Reliance Retail will launch its FMCG business this year, and that space, Reliance Retail, has been growing at a rather fast pace. Mangalam Malu is here with those details. Mangalam, over to you.
The big announcement coming in from the retail arena this time around from Reliance's 45th AGM was the launch of a full-blown FMCG company. They will launch an FMCG business this year, was the key headline that came in from there. Remember, Reliance has been selling FMCG products under its Snack Tag brand, etc. But this time around, the fact that they will formally launch it is a big positive. In fact, the objective of the company is to develop and deliver products that solve every Indian's daily needs with high quality products at affordable prices. We've seen this internationally where, you know, in-store labels do extremely well for a couple of companies, the likes of Costco, etc. as well. And they will soon also start marketing quality goods produced by tribals and other marginalized communities across India. So that will also be a niche product that Reliance's consumer business will sell. In fact, they are also on course to partner with 1 crore merchants, and this compares with around 20 lakh merchants that they've added until now. And this will happen in the next 5 years. They've launched the WhatsApp JioMart partnership. In fact, that is a big trigger as well, where you can place orders on JioMart through the WhatsApp app, and that would be a good combination of user interface with Reliance Jio's network as well. In fact, it will also be using WhatsApp Pay along with cash on delivery and all the other payment methods. Own brands currently contribute around 65% to their retail sales, and that will continue as well. But over and above everything was the statement of confidence coming in from Mukesh Ambani, saying that Reliance Retail will grow exponentially and become the largest segment within the group. Retail so far has been the valuation driver for Reliance, and it's only likely to grow further with the announcement of the FMCG business.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mangalam, for that. Well, the third headline today, emerging market currencies fell after Jerome Powell's comments at the Jackson Hole summit, with the rupee hitting a fresh record low below the 80 rupee a dollar mark. However, it has recovered slightly since then. But Lata is here to give us more details on what led to this fall that we saw intraday. Lata.
Yes, it was an all-time low for the rupee at 80.12. And that's largely dictated by the global rush of the dollar rising to a fresh 20-year high on Powell's speech. I mean, if there is no interruption in the rise in the yields all the way to 4%, the Fed funds rate, then clearly the dollar was stronger, and dollar went to the index went over 109 at one point in time. So all EM currencies are lower, between about 0.2 and 0.8%. That's the range. The rupee did recover towards the 80 mark because of Reserve Bank selling a lot of dollars. But just want to add, there are two things. One is that the rupee has actually strengthened vis-a-vis other EM currencies in the past 1 month. And therefore, the Reserve Bank may be okay to allow a little bit of depreciation because you do want to remain competitive with other Asian emerging markets. The other thing is that there is this big expectation that Indian bonds will be included in the JPM index, at least the Financial Times story of Friday indicated that. And that also means a little bit of cushioning of India. So that could be actually positive for the rupee. Speaking of which, the bond yields, which had risen a lot, which had fallen a lot on Friday on the bond inclusion news, actually today gave up their gains. The bond yields rose again by about 4 or 5 basis points despite this bond inclusion news, because the bond inclusion news only helps the spot bond market. In the OIS market, swap market, actually bond yields have risen by 10 basis points. And that obviously is that if the US continues to raise rates, then India can't pause anytime soon. So those fears are creeping in. And plus, of course, crude is still 3 digits, you know. The recession fears are not hitting crude as much. And that's another negative for bonds.
Okay, thanks a lot, Lata. That's about the currency. Let's slip into a quick break on that note. But do stay tuned in. We'll be back in a jiffy with all the other top headlines.